So at long last, it is time to finally end the Character Cards' absolute brutalization of my channel. I tried to get that algorithm synergy, and I got slapped for it about as hard as I've ever been. The estimates for my views per video dropped from 8,000 expected day 1 views to 6,500 day 1 views. I can't help but feel indignant about all this. I'm like a man who was on the hunt for the Holy Grail. I'd been promised that when I get it, there's immortality. But it turns out when you drink from it, a clown comes out of the darkness and just kicks you in the balls. And now there's blood coming out, and you gotta go see the doctor, but the doctor isn't covered by the insurance because you don't have the ball insurance. So now you're just out $3,000 because the doctor gave you a pat on the head and sent you home with some aspirin. That's what algorithm synergy is like. It's also what reading these cards is like because every single one of them somehow manages to get worse written than the last. They do every possible thing wrong, from having unreadable text to unreadable phrasing to mild bad spoilers. I'm entirely convinced that the person who wrote these never saw the movie. They also probably never read anything before either. Like anything. At all. Ever. They just used speech to text and said, okay, cool, done. Also, you need to have more faith in me, guys. After the last one of these, people were like, oh my god, you forgot to do Pablo! Are you kidding me? I forgot nothing. I was saving Pablo Jack for the day before the movie came out. Besides, if I covered him in Stratosphere last time, this video would have 2 cards in it. 2 cards of humans. No one would watch that. At least this way, there's a chance that people check this out. Maybe the power of Pablo will grant me my algorithm synergy finally. Also, you may be like, if these were so bad for your channel, why are you still doing another one? Because I'm a stubborn son of a bitch, that's why. And Pablo needs my abuse. Your likes, please give. And if you aren't subscribed already, please consider it. Let's start with the humans, because no one cares, and we're gearing up for a grand Pablo finale.
Name, Noah.
Holy shit, legible text? What witchcraft is this? And boy, Hasbro, you are just the nicest people to have chosen the most unflattering photo possible of your actor here to immortalize on a card forever. Dead-eyed, fish-mouthing, expression glazing over as he gazes off in detachment. Yeah, slap this on a card.
Designation, caring son, doting big brother. Reluctant hero in a war between enormous extraterrestrial bots that could end humanity as we know it. All in all, he's had better weeks.
1. Congrats, man! You've now successfully fucked up every category. All of them, at some point, have now had something in them that was not in fact what they were supposed to be about. And with this, designation contains not a designation. 2. You mean this whole time you could have been putting flavor into designation rather than Autobot Warrior, Maximal Warrior, Terracon Warrior? Are you shitting me?
Life stage, an underdog who just needs a break to fulfill his full potential.
Wow, man, I didn't think you had it in you to top yourself, but you have come up with the yet cringiest category so far. Life stage. For real, dude. Also, congratulations! The new category, one of only 2 of these, and you have already included something that does not belong! And I just have to point out, his designation fits perfectly here! You treat fucking up like it's an Olympic sport!
Converts into.
Oh my god, you did not get rid of converts into. Oh no. No.
From his first meeting with Mirage, Noah discovers a new purpose beyond anything he previously thought possible.
Okay, that wasn't as cringy as I thought it was going to be. Instead, I'm offended by how much nothing that just said. An unbearable weight of emptiness just descended upon me from those words. An utter lack of meaning conveyed in a loss of moments from my life. This writing is eldritch, an evil entity here to steal our lives seconds at a time.
General demeanor. What Noah lacks in kitchen skills. Seriously, never ask him to cook you eggs. He more than makes up for. In heart. Resolved to give his family the best future possible, Noah won't give up, no matter what obstacles are put in his path.
Is that really relevant, dude? Why are you throwing shade at this man when you are supposed to be talking about his personality? Boy, he really makes some shit-ass creme brulee. I'm talking actual dog water dishes. Just craps on a plate and calls it a meal. But he loves his family!
Ultimate purpose. An ex-military electronics expert. Now that he's back on home soil, Noah is determined to land the civilian job he needs to pay for his little brother Chris's medical treatment.
Well, that was horribly generic. Also, what? This dude isn't supposed to be like 18. He's already finished his contract. Dude, if it's not enough and your brother will die without the financial support, it's peacetime. Re-up your contract and send all you make home. I guarantee you it will work out better than stealing cars from what it looks like is going to happen in the movie.
Combat abilities. He's brave, even when the odds are against him. Still, squaring up to a 20-foot-tall extraterrestrial, armed only with a metal pipe, might not be the most advisable move.
Okay, so the dude was in the military and learned no useful skills except for bravery? I'm not saying that everyone who joins the military becomes a rifleman, but his electronics abilities, whatever those are, don't bear mentioning in a battle against robots over his bravery.
Trivia. Born and bred in Brooklyn, Noah is about to go on the globe-trotting adventure of a lifetime.
Well, I guess I learned from that pointless sentence that he was born in Brooklyn.
Name, Elena. Designation, A keen but largely underappreciated artifacts researcher working at the New York Museum of Archaeology.
Holy shit, that might actually be the most useful, accurate to its category piece of information in all these cards.
Life stage. Elena has spent her whole life reading about the world in books. She is about to start seeing it for herself.
Well, I was wrong to get my hopes up. Competence obviously couldn't last long. That was not a life stage, and once again, the designation fits there best of all.
Converts into, she wasn't looking for a fight, but when the Pterracons crash land into her life, Elena isn't about to back down.
Why is this category still here, when it has nothing to do with anything? At least they weren't cringy about it. They could have said how this conflict would change or convert them. Instead, they just made no sense. Small mercies.
General demeanor. Calm under pressure, and confident in her knowledge of ancient symbology, Elena has a passion for mankind's history that might just safeguard its future.
Why is this girl having things written about her that make sense? Why does she have two categories that don't fucking suck? I am angry that there was competence to be had this whole time, and we just never got it until now.
Ultimate purpose. When Elena is tasked with establishing the provenance of a mysterious artifact that has arrived at the museum, she notices a marking on it that not even her eyes have ever seen. Born curious, she sets out to figure out where and when it's from.
Okay, it's weird that you used even her eyes have never seen, because she's like, what, 25? Oh my god, this fetus is confused by this symbol! What does it mean? It should have been like, not even her octogenarian mentor's eyes have ever seen. But otherwise, once again, just an utterly competent category. I feel like I'm getting pranked.
Combat abilities. Not exactly extensive, but she can swing a fire extinguisher like she means it.
Okay, so right now her card is like 4 for 6. What the fuck? I have been wading through so much shit, reading these, losing brain cells the whole way, and it could have been fine and useful? Was this written by someone else?
Trivia. Elena is lumbered with a lazy boss determined to take the credit for all her hard work.
Oh my god, there was actual trivia in trivia. Why? Why have I been tortured like this for a month when idiocy was not mandated?
Name. Stratosphere. Designation. Autobot transport plane.
Well, as boring as that was, it wasn't wrong.
Current status. Grounded. Literally. But ready and waiting to fly back into action.
I did not save the good ones for last, okay? That's not what happened.
Converts into a military green monolith that's an amalgamation of a body of a C-130 Hercules, the wings of a C-17 Globemaster III, the cockpit of a C-5 Galaxy, and the tail of an Antonov AN-225.
Did they just use terminology from the Transformers tabletop RPG? I mean, if this was the writer of that book, then that would explain why the formatting's fucked. Also, what the hell? Why is he a Frankenstein plane cut together from like 3 other vehicles? What advantages does that give him? Because it sure doesn't make it a disguise.
General demeanor. A king of the skies who's seen it all over his years of service. Stratosphere is a gruff and unflappable senior member of the Autobot team.
Is this dude married to a 747? Why the hell did they call him a king of the skies like that meant anything? That's not a phrase. Queen of the skies is, but not king.
Ultimate purpose. Stratosphere's vast size means he can fit the entire Autobot team inside his massive cargo hold, and he's always on hand to transport them to wherever they're needed most.
I mean, that's a pretty depressing ultimate purpose, but not a badly written one.
Combat abilities. On the ground, Stratosphere may not be the most agile of Autobots, but in flight, he is an indispensable and awe-inspiring force to behold, dropping his friends into the fight and providing high-altitude covering fire.
Okay, so an unarmed cargo plane provides covering fire from the air, but there is no mention of the fact that he is a giant the size of movie Devastator on the ground. We are back to incompetence, people. The world makes sense again.
Trivia. As his name would suggest, Stratosphere is an Autobot that will find any excuse to stay up in the clouds for as long as robotically possible.
Well, that was actually trivia, but did it have to abuse me with robotically possible? Alright, it's time for Pablo.
Name. Wheeljack. Designation. Master Autobot Mechanic.
Hey, at least it wasn't Autobot Warrior.
Current status. Hiding out in South America. When Wheeljack gets the call to regroup from Optimus Prime, he's there in a heartbeat.
Painfully generic, but okay. Does this mean that he's only part of the movie because he was already in South America? Does this mean that there are Autobots hiding in Asia too? Oh god, it's Drift, isn't it?
Converts into a brown and cream 1970 Volkswagen bus.
Well, at least you didn't lie to me about what he turns into like you did with RC.
General demeanor. He may not be as naturally bombastic as many of his robot colleagues, but Wheeljack's ingenuity and technical knowledge have earned him eternal respect from his fellow Autobots.
Oh yes, there it is. There's the anger. Wheeljack was one of the most bombastic Autobots, so it's just confirmed. He looks nothing like Wheeljack, he sounds nothing like Wheeljack, and acts nothing like Wheeljack. Are people gonna stop telling me that this is actually Wheeljack, just wrong in every way? Probably not.
Ultimate purpose. Wheeljack is dedicated to protect mankind from the Decepticon threat that followed the Autobots from their home to ours. He's committed to ending the war that threatens our planet, so they can make a peaceful return to theirs.
Okay, how exactly is you defeating the Terracons on Earth going to lead to you going back to Cybertron in peace? Did you forget who you were at war with? Or where that war was happening? Oh, thank God, I defeated these 3 wolves that were burglarizing my house. Now I can drive back home in peace.
Combat abilities. This is one Autobot that's a stone-cold triple threat. An ingenious inventor, a crack mechanic, and an intrepid scientist. Wheeljack is a critical part of the crew.
Oh, thank you, Card. I knew you wouldn't fail me. That's not what a triple threat is, you fucking moron! Congratulations on saying the same thing 3 fucking times in a row! He builds machines, he repairs machines, and he builds machines, you say. Color me fucking surprised. No way the guy who makes machines can repair them too. No fucking way! A triple threat would be a fighter, a scientist, and a really good dancer, because that would be funny. Or at least a spy. A triple threat is supposed to be 3 separate disciplines. How did you screw that up?
Trivia. Forget Wheeljack's functional form, because when these wheels hit the road, there aren't many who can match his sublime driving prowess.
Oh, sweet release. Thank you for sucking one last time. The shit-ass Volkswagen van that's top speed is 72 miles per hour and turns so bad it's called a bus. Oh, he has sublime driving prowess. You utter bullshit artist. You just read the G1 character card to try and come up with some trivia, didn't you? And regardless of the fact that it didn't make sense, you just went with it. A fucking idiot to the end, I salute you. Well, this was fun. Painful, but fun. I lost a lot of brain cells and a lot of growth, but I think I made some really good comedy out of it. Now, all that's left is to watch the movie and see if those early audience reactions are justified and it actually is good. Or if they were just the kind of people who you could have put an ass on screen farting for 2 hours and entertained them the whole way through. And that's not half of what I have to say, but it's enough of what I have to say. And I know you know what everyone else tells you to do at the end of these videos. So if you liked what you saw here, please do that. And if you'd like to take it a step further, then please share this video with any friend you think may be interested. I hope you all enjoyed listening to me waste your time.